Welcome back to the Media Unrestricted podcast. I am your host, Chase Baumgartner, and with me is.
His co-host, Dylan Castile.
And we got a fully loaded show for you on this close to the end of March. And let's not waste any more. Sorry again for the delay. We're not having an episode last week. We hope you did enjoy Dylan's review. Definitely let us know if you definitely like that and would like to see more. Because we could probably do that if you would like to. But let's get right into the news and start with Scream 6 release date has been announced. This one kind of came out of the blue. I definitely was not expecting this. But Scream was definitely, the first major hit of 2022. Been loved by critics and the fans. It grossed about 140 million worldwide. All this is also coming from Collider because of the success with this installment. A sequel was easily greenlit, which we already have talked about that before. But now the fans know when they will be screaming again, and that date is March 31st, 2023. So very, very soon, just next week, we will actually be 1 year away from this movie. But a finished version of the script has been confirmed, which I think everyone kind of can understand because how quick they've been rolling with this. So I feel like the script's been out for quite a while. I think they had, once they finished Scream 5, they knew it was going to be a success. They just jumped right to it. But Courtney Cox, she has confirmed that she will be returning for the sixth installment. She has not yet read the script, but Cox also said that it would start filming here in June of this year. So a lot of great news coming from Scream, so maybe expect soon what Nev Campbell's going to do. As you know, me and Dylan both think they're definitely not required, but they're going to be there, and they're still just a welcome sight to see. But that's a lot of great news coming from Scream. And also, there's a Scream, I think it's called Scream Legacy. It's a fan movie, but it seems like it's got a good little budget to it. It'll be coming on YouTube. Plan next week for a review on that because I'm really excited for that. So if Dylan and me, you can send a picture here or just something from this, definitely wait for that because I think Dylan, you might like this as well. But Dylan, what do you think about Scream 6's release date?
We're happy they're going ahead with this and turning it around so quickly. Like I feel like they started filming Scream 5 back in 2020 during the pandemic. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2020, 2021. But yeah, I'm loving how they're getting this turnaround so quickly. I know that since Scream 5 had a lot of good success, they're wanting to capitalize on that and give the fans more of what they want. And now I'm just hoping for the casting announcement of Nev Campbell. Although I'll be perfectly fine if she's not in Scream 6, but I do await that casting news and to see what she does with that and if she's in it.
And moving on to another great news to hear, a Godzilla vs. Kong sequel has been announced. Now, this has come from our friends at Deadline. Currently, an untitled sequel to the 2021 blockbuster Godzilla vs. Kong has been set to shoot in Queensland, Australia. According to their government agency, Screen Queensland, state premiere. I'm not going to pronounce that name because I don't want to get close, but they said that the cameras will roll later this year in locations across the Gold Coast and southeast on the legendary picture, which will be the fifth in its installment of the MonsterVerse franchise. Details about this have definitely been kept under wraps because this kind of came out of the blue. I think it was Saturday they came out with this. And with me being a big Godzilla fan, being in a lot of Godzilla groups, this was like the talk of the town. Everyone was talking about this. But I mean, when the movie came out, the director Adam Wingard, I mean, he definitely told people that he'd love to continue it, and that they had, I mean, ideas going with the hollow Earth, and kind of exploring more of that. And definitely with Kong being down there, there's a lot of things you can do. I mean, this is going to bring a lot of jobs to Australia for people to do. I believe it said 500 something jobs, and 750 extras. I remember that. Um, but there's not much on this. This is still more to come on this for sure. So stay tuned on this. But Dylan, man, what do you think about this Godzilla versus Kong sequel? Are you excited? Because I know you did like the first one. What's your thoughts, man?
I mean, like you, I'm a huge fan of the MonsterVerse that they've got going on. I've loved every single movie that's come out from this particular MonsterVerse. And to me, like you were saying, Godzilla vs. Kong, to me personally, was the absolute antithesis of this franchise, like how Avengers Endgame, or Infinity War slash Endgame was for the Marvel Universe. And I can't wait to see where they go after this. I don't know if it's gonna I don't know if they should call it Godzilla versus Kong, because at the end of that first movie, like, they kind of had a mutual understanding, and everything, and Kong was at the center of the earth. I've been hearing rumblings that maybe they're gonna make this actually basically a sequel to Kong Skull Island, and make like Son of Kong, where Kong has a son in the center of the earth and all that stuff. Maybe Godzilla has a child or something. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'd be interested to see where this goes and to see exactly what they do with it.
And moving on to Avatar 2 trailer to premiere, maybe behind Doctor Strange 2. This actually, I think, just came out yesterday. This is coming from Cinema Blend. A report from The Ankler is claiming the first trailer for Avatar 2 will be attached to Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, which is set to open on May 6th. We're getting real close to that, folks. This hasn't been confirmed by Disney, so it needs to be seen as a rumor for now. But having said that, there's certainly a reason to believe that this could turn out to be true. And Disney may well want to start promoting Avatar 2 earlier rather than later. Because, I mean, everybody knows this Avatar sequel has been, I wouldn't call it development hell, but I would call it development hell. I mean, this thing has been for over a decade. They've been talking about this movie and when's it going to come out. And we're going to have 3, we're going to have 4, we're going to have all this stuff. So it's definitely time to promote this movie. Because you got to figure out, to your thing, are people really still excited to see Avatar 2? I mean, as a fan of myself, I am, because I haven't seen Avatar in a long time. I mean, it's been a while, probably since it probably came out around there. It's been a while. But I remember having a great time with the movie, and I definitely was wanting that sequel right away. But then, we just hit that rough spot, um, and we're still there. But I mean, they've definitely built it up a lot of recently over these last couple years or so. So it's definitely possible Disney may be starting the Avatar 2 promotional campaign a little, or just to get, like I said, people excited for the sequel. The first trailer for Avatar 2, whenever it arrives, is definitely going to be a big deal. It's been, what the article said, 12 years since the first film arrived. And that's hard to believe, because I remember seeing this in theaters and remembering the big deal this movie was. How much money it killed at the box office, and seeing it like in the numbers, like first, like every week, and seeing which film would beat it, which I do need to actually look that up. So Dylan, if you maybe could show what movie back then beat it, I would actually love to know, and I'm sure these people would love to know as well. But December 16th is the release date for this film, so hopefully, maybe, just maybe, we can all wake up on December 15th or the 16th and say Avatar 2 is in theaters, folks. Let's just hope we can. But Dylan, what's your thoughts on Avatar 2 being behind Doctor Strange 2? Do you think it's good to get this promotion out early? And what do you think, man?
Obviously, think that it's a good idea, because Doctor Strange 2 is going to be one of the biggest Marvel movies ever, potentially, with all the cameos and just how insane it's going to be. So I think it's definitely a good choice. I think what they're going to do is it's probably going to release that week on like a Monday or a Tuesday, and then they're just going to go ahead and attach it to Doctor Strange too, so that way more people see it, whoever hadn't seen it before. So I think it's definitely a good idea. And like you said, I think Avatar 1 came out in 2006, I think. Or was it 2012? I can't remember which one it was. I think it was 2012. I'm just not sure. I just know it was a long time ago. But it was like Chase said, a pioneer of its time for like visual effects and stuff like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to 2, 3, and 4, and especially 2 since it's supposed to be coming out later this year. So here's hoping that it's actually pretty good because I'm definitely looking forward to it.
And moving on to the Batman HBO Max arrival date has been maybe revealed. This is coming from Screen Rant. The April HBO Max premiere date for the current box office sensation The Batman has reportedly been revealed. Though it has not been officially announced, Deadline has reported that likely the HBO Max date for The Batman, with the 45 days they have to wait, should be April 19th, which is a Tuesday. And then it'll be on HBO proper, which is that maybe just the regular HBO, like on TV and stuff, on April 23rd. Um, Even without any official confirmation, I mean, you can kind of think about that, like I said, because they have to let it play in theaters for 45 days before they can put it on anything. And April 19th is 46 days after the Batman's early March premiere. So I think that's probably about right. I definitely can tell you right now, folks, I will be watching it on April 19th. I just love this movie so much, as you know. I've seen it 3 times. I definitely want to see it again, see it a 4th time, and more. But Dylan, do you think this is a good idea, throwing it on HBO Max early? Or I guess it's not early per se, but I mean, you definitely, when we get to these box office numbers, you'll see a decline in this movie right now. But what do you think? Do you think it's going to make it even worse of a decline, or? But what's your full thoughts on the whole thing, man? Just break it down for me.
HBO Max release date is perfectly good. I mean, when you look at it, by the time it releases on HBO Max, it would have been out for over a month and like 2 days or something like that. Let's see, like a month and 5 days, I think, or a month and 15 days. Excuse me, my head is messed up, but not actually, but I'm just saying. It would have been out for a month and 15 days, which I think is plenty enough for it to make the money that it needs to, and it's already getting there. Obviously, like you said, right now it's declining as movies usually do, and I think by the time it does release on HBO Max, it will have run its course in the movie theaters because um, I think by that time some other movie is probably going to knock it out of its place. I don't know what else is coming out between now and April 19th. I don't know of anything big coming out then, but I'm sure the Batman will either stay at first or be knocked out of first by something. And I think once that happens, it'll perfectly be fine when that does end up happening. So we'll just have to wait and see if that is the actual release date or if, like the article I pulled up says, it's a technical glitch or something. But I believe this because there have been reports that the Batman is set to release on HBO Max in April of 2022 for over a year now. Because there was an article that Screen Rant also posted back in December of 2020, I think. 20 or December 20th or December 2020 or December 2021. I can't remember, where they posted that it was set that it was supposed to come out in April. So it makes sense to me, and I'll watch it again whenever it comes on HBO Max because it's a great movie and a great Batman movie.
And let's move on to, I guess I want to call it a segment, because we got a lot of trailers to talk about that's been coming out lately. So we're gonna call this segment Trailer Talks. I don't know if Dylan can put a picture here or something, something cool, but Trailer Talks is this segment. And let's get into it. We got some TV show and movie trailers. Let's start with the big one, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. It looks great for our first look. I definitely love it. Glad to see Ian McGregor back as Obi-Wan, of course. He's been definitely a part of a lot of our childhoods, so it's definitely great to see him again playing the character. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Hayden Christensen does as Darth Vader and what they do with all of that in general. Will he be in it a lot? Will he be in it a little bit? Love to see that. I love hearing Duel of the Fates. That's just a great Star Wars tune just to kind of listen to and kind of get you pumped up and get you going. Definitely great to hear that. The Grand Inquisitor was cool to see in live action form. I haven't really seen it in the show. Was it Clone Wars? I think, or was it Rebels? One of the two. I haven't really seen it in the things. I don't know what their character is really all about. I just know them from the look, but it's cool to see them. That arrives on Disney Plus May 25th. Excuse me, and will run 6 episodes. So we'll see how that one turns out. I'm highly looking forward to it. And then moving on to some Marvel, Miss Marvel. I'm not sure on this one, folks. I'm just not sure of that, but I'm interested. I can definitely tell you I'm interested. It feels like it's going to be definitely more for the kid audience, that's for sure. By just some of the things and the effects and everything, and I just don't see a serious tone going to be premiering in this. I don't know the characters, so I don't think that's really helping me my interest. I just know the show drops June 8th, so we'll see how it turns out. I'm sure me and Dylan will both check it out, but I really got a feeling this one's going to be not good. Moon Knight, they came out with a new TV spot, and it still looks great. Gives you amazing looks at Moon Knight himself. He looks solid. We got a shot of Steven talking to Mark Spector, like in a reflection of mirror. That one's really cool. I definitely believe what Miss Marvel is not going to be. This show is going to be really dark, really edgy. And I know there's like one of the TV spots, he's like fighting some monster looking thing. Curious to know what that is, but this show looks like it's going to be really cool. And this show just drops next week, so we're really approaching this one. We will have more news on Moon Knight in just here in a little bit, but I am really looking forward to Moon Knight next week. And, me and Dylan will have our full thoughts on that. Moving on to Sonic's 2 final trailer. It looks amazing. Still super, super excited for this movie because the first Sonic movie, at first viewing, I thought it was fine. And then I saw it a second time and I absolutely adored the movie. I loved it. It was such a blast. I think this is going to be a great sequel. A lot of the stuff from the games that we all know and love. And I think this one's going to be better than the first one. I fully believe that. And it's going to make a shit ton of money. Everybody looks great. Sonic looks great. Tails looks great. Knuckles looks great. Dr. Robotnik looks great. I mean, this all looks just so great. The movie comes out April 8th, again, very, very soon. Just in about 2-3 weeks. So we're getting very close to that one. And they also came out with the poster with the 2 that's like in the game kind of look for thing. That was really cool. And then our last kind of trailer discussion would be Puss in Boots: The Last Witch. I actually did not know that they were coming out with another one. Puss in Boots was always kind of a cool character. I'm definitely interested to see how it looks. To me, this looks like it's going to be a darker film, kind of. It's probably just me pulling something out my ass, though, on that. Because it just looks like this is all about Puss in Boots on his last death. I mean, he's kind of almost ran out. So that's kind of a dark thing to talk about. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Antonio Banderas voice him again. I did not put the release date on that, but I know it comes out sometime this year. So, Dylan, what are all your thoughts on all those trailers? What did you think, man? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this trailer talk discussion.
to get started off here with the Obi-Wan trailer, yeah, I think it looks great. Like you said, we grew up with the prequels of Star Wars, so those are really the ones that we identify with the most. Um, I will unapologetically defend every single movie in that trilogy. Yes, even the Phantom Menace. And to me, the trailer was awesome. I do agree with a lot of people and the criticism that's come from the Grand Inquisitor, because that alien race has shown up in live action before. I believe in Revenge of the Sith, and I agree. There's no excuse for why he doesn't look like he should. Like, there's no excuse for it. But I think every other Inquisitor looks great. I think I think it's the fifth brother from Rebels. I think he looks good in live action. Um, Obviously, Obi-Wan Kenobi looks good. You see a young Luke in there. And I can't wait to see Hayden Christensen again. It's going to be so great. And that's my thoughts on the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. It looks good, and I can't wait to see it in May. Going to the Miss Marvel trailer. I'm kind of right there with you. I don't know necessarily how to feel about this. On one hand, I love Marvel movies and Marvel properties and stuff, but this character just, I mean, none of the Marvel characters are really relatable to us because we're just like normal humans. But you'd think this one would feel more relatable since it's just a normal girl, but it really doesn't. Like, I don't know. It's I guess maybe it's because it's trying to appeal to like a younger audience with its like high school ish sort of feel and like all the goofiness and stuff. But I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Um, my interest has gotten a little higher since then, though. I have watched a trailer breakdown from a channel called New Rockstars, and Eric Voss went over all the Easter eggs and stuff in it, and it's really heightened my interest a little bit more when he went on to discuss some stuff and discuss the Easter eggs in the trailer that pointed out some comic book stuff and where it could go. So I'm really interested to see where they go with all that. The Sonic 2 trailer. We Some people are saying that these Sonic trailers are giving us too much information. I don't think so. I don't think they've really given us a whole lot at all. To me, every single trailer I think it just has the same footage, just chopped up in a different way. You know what I mean? But regardless of that, the trailers are great, and I can't wait to see this movie. Comes out in just a few weeks. First one was fucking awesome. I loved it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite video game movie, and to me, it broke the video game movie curse. Well, I personally think Detective Pikachu was the first one to break the movie curse, but others disagree. But yeah, the first one was great, and by the looks of it, they're letting everyone do what they want with the second one, and it looks really good as well.
And continuing with, let's get those box office numbers for you. I've got the past 2 weeks numbers for you. March 11th through the 13th. Number one was the Batman, of course, with $66 million. Number two was Uncharted. Uncharted still rocking it out with 9 million. BTS, they had like a music show, and that was not here in our town of Evansville. But I guess a lot of people want to see it. It made $6 million. Dog came in at number four with 5 million, and Spider-Man wrapped out the top five, man, with $4 million. That movie is just killing it, and I guess no one's kind of not gained interest in not seeing it. I guess they just want to keep seeing it and seeing it and seeing it, which I don't blame them, but it's just crazy how much money that movie has made. Uh, let's get to this is past week's numbers. The Batman was number one, of course, again. Not much competition for it to go up against, but it came out with $36 million. So it dropped bad, but it's still doing good, though. It just dropped a lot. And I really got a feeling it should be number one this week, but next week when Morbius comes out, it will falter and probably go to two. And then in number two was some anime. I don't want to really pronounce this wrong, but I probably will. Jujutsu Kaisen. Probably wrong, so I'm sorry. My apologies for that. But it had 14 million. Uncharted came in at number three with 7 million. The new horror movie called X came in with 4 million. I'm not really sure on that movie if I will see that. We'll see though. And Dog wrapped out the top 5 with $3 million. So those are your box office numbers for the past 2 weeks. We'll see where Batman comes this week. I really got a feeling it's gonna, again, like I said, definitely drop off. But we'll see. And we'll see who also can, if Morbius will beat it next week, which we all know it will. And moving on to Moon Knight first reactions. I mean, with the show just next week, like I've said, some people have been able to see the first 4 episodes, and this is coming from comicbookmovie.com. This is what everybody thought. The University Film Review, they had to say, Moon Knight is fantastic. Oscar Isaac is exceptional as the tormented Mark Spector. This is the Marvel show everyone is going to talk about. Completely bonkers that leads with a haunting adventure. Marvel Studios has knocked it out of the park with its best show yet, which that's not saying much because, I mean, I'm not wanting to shit on the Marvel shows, but they feel like they're going to be really good, but then they just hit up and they start really kind of sucking. I mean, some of them, are good, but others, not so good. This next one's coming from David Opie. He had to say, I've watched the first 4 episodes of Moon Knight, and I'm as divided by the show as Mark himself. When it works, it's widely original MCU entry with flashes of greatness, but some of the sillier aspects distract from the horror. Die-hard comic fans might not enjoy it as much as newcomers. That's definitely an interesting review. I want to come back on it and talk to you about in just a little bit. Let's get these next 2 out real quick to you. Tom Power, he had to say, full thoughts to come in my Moon Knight review. When? Very soon. But I will see this. It's unlikely anything you've seen from Marvel before. I'd go so far to say, I don't say this lightly, it's the best MCU TV show ever. And then this last one comes from Thomas Stora. I've watched the first 4 episodes of Moon Knight. It's unlike anything we've seen before from the MCU. It's a psychological thriller with a touch of Indiana Jones. It's kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time, and Oscar Isaac delivers a mesmerizing performance. So, from getting those reviews, you definitely see this is going to be something different from the MCU, which is great because we need something new. We need something dark. Because if Batman can do it and kill it, we need something dark from the MCU because they really haven't fully stepped in it yet. But that, like I said, that one review I want to talk to you about, where they said that newcomers might not might enjoy it more than the other diehard comics. I can't tell you because, the Moon Knight is no character that I know about. I have no idea. I've seen him before. He looks cool. So I'm looking forward to the show, but I'm still a little on the fence of how good it's going to be. I just want this show to be dark and edgy. I think this would have worked out better as a movie, but what do I know? But Dylan, seeing all those reviews and those reactions and thoughts, what do you think of these? And where are you sitting right now with just less than a week until Moon Knight comes out?
We don't care about reviews or anything like that for this. I'm going into it basically with an open mind. I haven't seen the last trailer. So I'm going into it with an open mind, and I'm not going to listen to reviews. I'm not going to read reviews other than the ones we just saw. I'm not going to look at what anyone else says until I see it for myself. I don't know what they're going to do for us, like just regular Disney Plus watchers, if they're going to give us the first 4 episodes, or if we're just getting the first episode, but whatever they do, I'm sure it's going to be great, because the trailers have made this look great too, so I just can't wait to see what they do with it.
And our last topic of the day comes from CBR.com. WandaVision Season 2 off the table. Now, this one kind of just broke today on March 23rd. The Moon Knight director, continuing with him, he let it slip that Disney Plus WandaVision show will not be returning for a second season, also confirming previous statements from Elizabeth Olsen. Speaking to SFX magazine, he talked about some of his hopes that from the upcoming Moon Knight show would bring. In the process, he confirmed that WandaVision, the first MCU series developed from Disney streaming service, would not be returning for another season. It's like a crazy world, Dab said. Even with the successful shows like WandaVision, they're not going to do season 2. She jumped into a film. Maybe she's going to come back or not. I don't know. And that's exciting. However, one character from the WandaVision show will be returning for another Disney Plus show. Catherine Hahn will be playing Agatha Harkness in her own show called Agatha House of Harkness. There's not really much on that right now. All we know is Han saying that it's shaping up to be exactly what I would have hoped and dreamt it would be. So more on that part definitely soon. But moving on with no season 2 from WandaVision. I'm really not hurt on it because WandaVision was definitely good, and I think it's kind of one of the better ones. It's between that one and Loki, and I guess I don't know. It's close, but whatever. WandaVision had its moments and didn't have moments, but I really do not think you needed a season 2 because how this ended, it ended setting up Doctor Strange 2. So you really do not need another season at all. So I don't really think it's just not necessary. But Dylan, what are your thoughts on no season 2? You probably have more than me on this. Like I said, I just don't really think it's definitely something you need.
I agree with you there, man. We don't need a WandaVision season 2. Like you were saying, the season 1 ended pretty, matter of factly. The hex was broken. There's no reason for her to go back into like the TV sort of thing she did. She's going into the Doctor Strange 2 movie. She's going to be doing all that stuff, multiverse stuff. Like, they're in the multiverse now. There's no reason for a WandaVision season 2 to exist. And I know she signed on, I think they said, for like a 10-year contract or something. I don't know. I don't remember what they said she signed on for, but Elizabeth Olsen signed another contract recently. And like you said, WandaVision 2, there's no place for it right now, and it's just not needed because Doctor Strange 2.
But that's our show. A lot of great topics to talk about. So, if you have any thoughts on those topics, please sit down to the comments and let us know on what your thoughts on some of the trailers and all the movie news we brought to you today. Please like and subscribe. We definitely appreciate all the support we get. And I guess until next time, I'm Chase.
And I'm Dylan.
Talk to you then.